time tonight. We'll get up the steps here and get in the room, and you can sleep with Henry, and I'll sleep on the floor. Don't worry about me. I is all right. I is the most precious diamond of the jewels of the crown. I is all right. Well, here's the key here, but I can't find the keyhole. It was around here somewhere. Maybe they done moved it. You know they do that, you know. Don't worry, though, Diamond. Everything's all right. We just don't want to wake up Henry, that's all. Don't worry about me. I got on rubber heels. There you is now. There you is. Walk right on in there, Diamond. Don't make no noise now. I'll turn on the light. Just keep going.
Who is that in the room here? Who's in here?
It's me, Henry. Me and the Diamond. I brought the Diamond here to sleep all night.
Look what time it is. It's 4 o'clock.
Them hands on that clock is moving, ain't they, Henry? Sweet Adeline.
If you don't get in bed here, I'm going to bust you in the head with a chair or something. Look at the Diamond. He done gone to sleep in that chair there.
No, I ain't asleep either, boys. I ain't asleep.
Come on, get to bed here now.
Sweet Adeline.
And cut out that noise.
Come on, Diamond. Get up, get off your clothes here and get in bed. You got any drinking water around here, Henry?
No, we ain't got no drinking water here. Get to bed.
You got any kind of water, I'll drink anything. Let's just get up a quartet, Henry. I'll sing tenor. Sweet Adeline.
You is getting me mad now.
Ain't no use to get mad, Henry. We is all brothers in the jewels of the crown. And I is the most precious diamond. I sparkles and I sparkles and I sparkles. Look like the diamond done passed out while it was sparkling, ain't it?
Where in the world has you been?
I've been over cabareting, Henry, seeing the nightlife of Chicago. Look, I got some fancy cigarettes here with cork tips on them.
Now, listen here. I'm going to give you 1 minute to get to bed here, or I'm going to get up and bust you in the nose. That's what I'm going to do.
Me and the diamond stopped by the barn to see the horse Grandpa.
You ain't been down to the barn messing with Grandpa, is you?
When we got down there, Grandpa was laying down asleep, so we laid down with him and sang a few songs, and the most precious diamond initiated him into the Lord. He's a brother now.
Get the most precious diamond in bed now. Let's go to sleep. I'm going to turn over here.
Come on, Diamond. Get up, get up. I'm all right, Sam. I'm all right. You ain't got no water, did you? Ain't no water around here, Diamond. Come on to bed now. Take off your clothes. I always sleep in my clothes, Sam. Here's the bed now, Diamond. Get up there. Step right up there now. That's the stuff. Now, you just lay right down there. I don't think I can lay down. I always sleep standing up.
Oh, get your foot off my head. Who is that standing on my head?
It can't be me, Henry. I never stand on people's heads.
Wait a minute now. You has got your knee in my stomach. Wait a minute, Diamond.
I'll get in bed too, Henry, so we can all get to sleep now.
This certainly is a mess here. Turn out the light.
I'll turn out the light. Well, I'll turn it. Wait a minute. I'll get up. Just pull that string there, Diamond. That's the string. Just pull it. There you is now. Now, where's the bed? Can't you find the bed, Diamond? I couldn't find it if I had a compass. Where is it?
Lay down just where you is and go to sleep. You's all right. Good night.
Good night. Sweet Adeline.
Sweet Adeline. And was it the Crown of the Jewel or whatever their lodge was eventually became the Mystic Knights of the Sea. The Mystic Knights of the Sea Lodge. But when they were Sam and Henry, they were the Jewel of the Crown or whatever it was. Anyway. Okay. From 26th of February 1969. And this would have been the 0400 UTC broadcast, it says. So that would have been about wait a second. I'm trying to think. 11 p.m. 11 p.m. Eastern Time. On a very strange frequency. Most of them these frequencies, fall within the 41 meter band, or especially the 31 meter band, 49 meter band. Oh, what else? 25 meter band. Well, this is more. This isn't the. I'm trying to think what that range was. This would have been a 31 meter band. This would be somewhere around 33 meters given the frequency of 9009 kilocycles or kilohertz. Very strange frequency. But, also what's interesting is that's not too far from where the Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting would be on. Here Israel's using 9009 kilohertz, but then Iran back in the 80s, I guess 90s, was using 9022. Very odd out of band frequency. So, but what's not out of band is the sound of the voice. So, let's hear what was going on at that time in 1969. Here we go. Hot take with signal music, no signal.
This is Kol Israel, the voice of Israel, broadcasting from Jerusalem on a wavelength of 33.3 meters, 9,009 kilohertz, in a special series of daily experimental broadcasts to the United States and Canada. Listeners are invited to send us their reception reports of this program to Kol Israel, Kolisrael, Kol Israel, Jerusalem, Israel. Please letting us know the local time of reception.
Israel's Prime Minister Levi Eshkol died this morning. The government has expressed its grief and sorrow at the passing of its leader. Levi Eshkol died at age 15 after suffering a heart attack. At his bedside were his wife, Miriam Eshkol, his personal physician, Professor Rachmanowicz, and doctors China and Balon. The following statement was made by Professor Rachmanowicz. On the 3rd of February, the Prime Minister suffered a heart attack from which he gradually recovered and was able to resume some of his duties at home. From a medical point of view, there was a considerable improvement, and the Prime Minister himself felt much better. In the past few days, he was completely fit, and yesterday chaired a ministerial meeting. This morning, he suffered another heart attack, and his condition suddenly deteriorated. Professor Rachmanowicz arrived at the Prime Minister's house at 7:20. The Prime Minister was suffering pain, and his condition worsened for more than an hour, until he died at 8:15. At an emergency meeting this morning, the Israeli cabinet appointed Yigal Allon interim Prime Minister of Israel. Under the law, the President of the state will begin arrangements for the formation of a new government. The present cabinet remains in office until a new one is appointed. And now, a report from Newsdesk.
Levi Eshkol, Israel's Prime Minister, is dead. And since this afternoon, his body has been lying in state at his home in Jerusalem. Levi Eshkol, who died of a heart attack at 8:15 this morning, will be buried on Friday morning at Mount Herzl in Jerusalem, in the plot reserved for leaders of the nation. Tomorrow at 6 in the morning, the coffin will be taken to the Knesset, and the public will be able to file past the bier to pay their last respects until midnight. Members of the Knesset will file past the coffin at 10 o'clock in the morning. The funeral cortege was set out from the Knesset at 8:30 on Friday morning. Prayers will be said by Rabbi Intern. President Shazar will deliver a eulogy, and the chief army chaplain will read a prayer. Levi Eshkol's brother will say Kaddish, the prayer for the dead. About 4,000 people have been invited to the ceremony, and they include the country's leaders, members of the Knesset, foreign diplomats, army officers, representatives of national organizations, and 2 members from every one of the 1,000 settlements in the country. The funeral procession will proceed from Knesset through Rothschild, Kaplan, and Little Boulevard, and along the Herzl Boulevard to the cemetery on North Herzl. Tomorrow, all places of entertainment in Israel will be closed. The Minister of the Interior has ordered all state flags on national institutions, as well as flags on Israel embassies abroad, to be flown at half-mast. Listen now to tribute to the late Prime Minister. First, from the man appointed to head the caretaker government, Yigal Allon.
Levi Eshkol, the pioneer, the warrior, the Prime Minister of Israel, is no more with us. For 73 years, were years of struggle and achievement, all dedicated to the renaissance of the people of Israel and its land. He dreamt of this renaissance. He served it ever since he was a child in a small village in Russia. In 1963, he became Prime Minister and Minister of Defense. Since then, he carried on his broad shoulders the burden of the people and the supreme responsibility of its government. He carried it for more than 5 years. He faced with fortitude peril, apprehension and woe. As the leader of the people united, he saw the Israel Defense Forces smash the steel ring which threatened Israel, saved the state from grave danger in the struggle for its very life, and gave the people of Israel security and the united Jerusalem. His greatest dream was to achieve peace with the Arab countries. We shall strive to reach this goal.
Yigal Allon, Israel's interim Prime Minister. And now, Aryeh Pincus, Chairman of the Executive of the Jewish Agency.
We are still numb under the shock of the passing of Levi Eshkol. At a time when people of Israel had hoped that he was to recover soon and to continue his leadership in the state, using those great powers of reconciliation and uniting, which were his special contribution to the life of this country. The world Zionist movement has suffered the loss of a man from whom they had enjoyed not only understanding, but one of them from all his life, from his birth, one can almost say. His activities in this country, in every field, is a chapter in history without compare. All that we can do now is to mourn his loss and try to translate into our own lives and our own activity the rich heritage of practical idealism, which was really Levi Eshkol.
The regrets of Israel's Arab community were expressed by the Qadi of Jaffa, Sheikh Tawfiq Asaliya, speaking in Arabic.
خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا فالموت قدر حتمي على كل حي ويقدر الذين قضي عليهم بالموت بما يقدمون.
The great ones of the world who guide their nations on the righteous path inevitably go to their death. The late Prime Minister guided the ship of his state with wisdom. He stood at the helm during his nation's hardest trials and brought it to its greatest heights. Mr. Eshkol worked energetically to break down the differences among the various communities in the state of Israel. He ended the military government, opened the gates to the Arab minority that it might develop and progress, and saw to it that the holy places of all communities were safeguarded. Eshkol was a man of the people, a distinguished leader, an outstanding statesman. Sheikh Asaliya noted Eshkol's efforts for peace in the Middle East. and has offered to meet with the leaders of any Arab country